Hello everybody, I am Apogee and welcome back to modded Jurassic World Evolution, where we are doing a let's build of, let me think, 1993 Jurassic Park. Okay, that took forever to try to get that out of my brain. That's a lot of words going on. Uh, so, as you can see, we have made a few little changes here. Yes, I haven't done much since we left off. I just went ahead and did a couple quick detail runs here. I think what I've done is, let's see, what have I done? Obviously, I fed power and made sure everything was connected a little bit better. We have our raptor enclosure. We have this guy, the golf course that is. We have the safari lodges. I added a little bit of the necessities over here. Our restroom, a Jurassic Cafe, which is fully decked out, ready to go when we have visitors. The gift shop over here, that looks super amazing. I went ahead and got our maintenance shed or our emergency bunker a little bit more hidden. I added another ranger outpost because I feel like since we don't really have a helicopter going on in the 1993 version, it seems like it's really necessary to have like 4 vehicles active and doing stuff. I redid the little segment that I lost from last time for the tour right here, and then the tour comes right over and goes straight out, and we have our Jurassic Park gate, and it's ready to start turning off in that direction. Now, you guys might notice that my gameplay is a little bit wonky at the moment. Not gameplay, but how I am like maneuvering is a little bit different because I can't like just glide my mouse. Well, I guess I can on these sides, but I can't up or down because I'm in windowed mode at the moment so that I can access a map to be able to see exactly what we're doing, because I want to try to make this as accurate as possible. I want to create a map that looks like perfectly ready for what we're doing here. I'm currently looking at it, so that's why everything's a little bit frozen at the moment. Let's see. So specifically, where we are focusing is we have the Jurassic Park gate there. So yeah, this is gonna take a minute to figure out, but we have more than enough room to work with. Like, I'm positive that we can make the most accurate Jurassic Park map, like even remotely possible. Like, this is gonna look great. So the first thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come, I think, straight up a little bit, and then we're gonna start gliding up at an angle, exactly the same way that the map seems to show. Alright, so we're gonna go right here.
The
Okay,
multiverse theory.
I'm not worried about this right now, Dr. Malcolm. Wrong one. Enclosures, bam. The electrified cable fence, in other words, our perimeter fence. It's gonna go straight up like that. Probably only till about then. We could probably go a bit further if we wanted to. About like there. And then it just immediately cuts off this way, this way, this way. I think it somewhat slants up a little bit right here, but then it just continues on. And we're going to have to bring it in very slightly here a little bit because we're reaching the top. And then right about here is going to be the top, like the most northernmost point of the enclosure. So what does it look like on the map here? On the map, it kind of like, it actually looks a little bit odd. It kind of like does like a little divot. And then it like just makes a really sharp 90-degree angle straight back down, going sort of southeasterly on the island. So let's actually delete just a little bit here. Not much, just enough to do a little thing here. Because it kind of jots in, and then it kind of curves back up. I don't know why it's like that on the map, but we're going to go with it. And then it just kind of cuts straight out, and then it literally like 90-degree angles straight down. We're going to open that up a little bit because I want to like make sure we have space to do stuff here. So it's going to like cut off straight this way. Straight this way. And we'll stop there for just a second. Let's double check the map. Okay, yeah, it does actually stay like really straight going down through here for a long time, so we'll keep going with it until about here, and then it looks like it kind of curves in. And then let's see, map. Well, actually, it actually kind of curves out. I see. Okay, wait a minute. So let's get rid of that. We're going to slightly curve it out a little bit, sort of skirt a lot closer to the build limit here. Maybe keep it out a little bit more. Kind of curve it back in because I think it does. Yeah, it does. It curves back in. And then there's a couple more curves there, but I'm pretty much, it's like the really far edge of everything. So I'm just going to like make it go straight down and sort of like just skirt the edge of the map here. Where's the edge of the map? Or edge of my fence here? Here it is. Okay. And yeah, it basically just like makes a beeline straight down. So we're just gonna do exactly that. I'm gonna slightly curve it in because again, we want space to do stuff here, so do like that. How's this looking? Oh, okay. How's this looking? God, I'm so used to being able to like just skim up and down and that kind of stuff. What's it called? Window like edge scrolling, something like that. So far that's not bad. That's not bad. That actually looks pretty good. We have like half of the overall shape of the perimeter fence. Between all of this, it's going to be like cut up into individual enclosures. Hopefully these enclosures will be big enough per dinosaur, now that I'm looking at it. I'm not too worried about like the trikes don't need a big enclosure. Dilos don't need a big enclosure. The galleys don't really need a big enclosure, but I want a big enclosure for them nonetheless, which, I mean, they're going to get it. Specifically where they are, they're going to get a big enclosure. And again, we're going to make this as like canon to the movie and according to like all of the lore and the research I've done. So we're going to have our Metriacanthosaurus, our Proceratosaurus, the aviary. There's the galleys. There's a creature called Segisaurus. I need to like Google what that is. I do not remember what a Segisaurus is, and see if there's like a close second to it for the in here. We also have our Hararosaurus, and we're gonna have the Velociraptors. Tyrannosaurus requires a huge enclosure, but it has like one of the biggest enclosures in the whole like grid, so that's not bad at all. All right, let's double check here. Yeah, it comes like straight down, and then it just really delicately like glides down along the coastline. Oh, coastline according to what's in the game. So you know what? I might just say screw it here and start like deleting a little bit of that and just go ahead and skirt along the edge of everything. I do that. And then yeah, we're literally just gonna like just skirt the edge here. And then we're just gonna make it nice and straight. And then exactly like in the map, it does like kind of come back through here and it just skirts the edge of everything nice and beautifully, just like this. The edge of the map is, I think, a pretty good ways away. Yeah, the edge of the map is right there, so we're not going to go all the way down. We're just going to go like right here. And then we'll bring it up a little bit. It should curve right back in. Let's double check the map. Yep, it nicely just, nice and gingerly just curves right back in. Another thing is that we need power to all of this. It's not really necessary right now, but I definitely want it to go ahead and be ready. So I think I'll just make a straight shot over. And as soon as that's done, we should have full power. Lovely. Look at that. It's a work of art. Now, back in here, there is sort of like multiple amazing things going on here. Okay. I'm kind of like studying the shape of some of the enclosures here. So what I'm seeing is that we have one main enclosure right here. Sort of the entrance of it all. It gets a little bit, let's see. It's pretty robust right here. It looks like it kind of starts like right here. It just kind of like goes straight out for a ways. And then I think, I gotta double check this pretty often. Okay, yeah, it goes out kind of at an angle. And then say about here, it kind of goes up at a very slight angle. And it goes up for a ways. Let's look at this in comparison to where the gate is. It goes past the gate by a little bit. And then it kind of, it's very slight. And then for some reason it does like a panhandle shape. Ugh. I'm taking up a bit more room than I was expecting. Okay, well, let's back this off then. Because actually, like, in dimensions-wise, this is actually a pretty small enclosure. Which means I might want to, like, actually move this all up a little bit more, too, for the sake of conserving space. It's not, like, completely accurate in shape, but it's about as good as it's going to get here, I think. So it just kind of comes up at an angle like that. Could probably go out a little bit more. And then it comes up at a very slight angle, just past the gate, like so. And then it does like a weird panhandle shape. I'm not going to create the full like length of the panhandle. It's kind of weird looking. Then it comes back in. Let's double check. What does it do from there? It goes out just a little bit, maybe like to there. And then it slightly angles up, where it just goes straight out and connects to the main perimeter fence. Just like that. Alright, first of the main perimeter deals. Okay. The next thing is that, which again, this doesn't look totally accurate. Hold on, quick fix. Just a hot fix real quick. Where this can come up to a little less of an angle till about there, and then it comes straight out and connects right there. And then this guy, I think, makes like just kind of like a straight shot up, slightly curve it in maybe. Ah, don't do that. Yeah, it pretty much just makes like a straight shot up and connects into the enclosure about there. Which again, that dimensionally wise, that doesn't look totally accurate, but it will work for what we need, I feel like. Or will it? God, that might be... This is really complicated to like make sure this is dimensionally like looks good. Let's see. One thing I could probably do is go for like a far sharper angle here. Again, it's not totally accurate, but it definitely like makes the dimension look a little bit better. Conserves some space and all. Alright, so the next section is kind of an odd section. It has the Dilophosaurus, or not the Dilophosaurus, that's in the last section. This next segment, what would you guys like to call it? Section? Segment? I'm going to say section. Has the Triceratops and the Metriacanthosaurus. So, I think what it does here, it comes from here, kind of goes straight out. Not very far, I don't think, but just kind of out. Curves up just a little bit. Nope, actually, wait a second. It doesn't do that. It comes out a little bit, but then it slightly kind of slopes up, slopes over, and then kind of goes out, kind of like that. And then it looks like it kind of just makes a beeline for the perimeter fence at about there. Beautiful. Next segment is done. That's where the Triceratops and the Metriacanthosaurus are going to be like split up from one another right through here. This next segment is a huge segment that looks like it's just entirely the Tyrannosaur paddock, and it's a huge paddock. So let's see. I guess a good starting like reference point would be back over at the panhandle here, where for some reason, like, it's a really weird shape. I don't know why it's like this, but it starts from right here, and it immediately just cuts like really sharp back this way. And then it slowly falls back this way. And then I think it sort of curves back out. Yeah, it kind of carves back out a little bit. Slightly angled out this way, about like that. Then it cuts back this way. Goes back this way for a while, until it finally cuts up at a slight angle, till about here. My voice cracked, don't worry about it. And then it just makes a beeline for the fence. There we go. Not a huge segment, but I actually feel like that's pretty good. Like, if I was a T-Rex, that's... Whoa.
This is the kind of opportunity
That's actually like,
Alan
that's a
excited.
huge enclosure to me.
Of
So,
seeing
it should be
something
pretty good.
no one has ever seen before. And with a new
Ellie,
contract like this
I
one,
appreciate
this is
you
where
and
it can
all, but
happen.
you are really talking too much.
Our dinosaur ratings need to be higher. Look into it and see what you can do.
Okay, next thing is that the next enclosure is pretty simple. It's the baryonyx enclosure, and it literally like just starts from maybe about here, and then it just makes a very slight angle, and it just goes straight down. I don't think it's incredibly far. It's not like the entire enclosure. It just comes down to, say, about there, and then it just makes a beeline straight back. About like so. Actually, it could probably come down way further. Let's fix that real quick. No, get it. Get it. Okay. Yeah, you could probably... No, don't do that. Yeah, you could probably come down about like that, and then come over. And the thing is about all of this is that this is just the perimeter fence. The fact is that there's also like sort of like a secondary fence that follows along next to the tour road. So like we see right here, the tour pretty much like comes straight into this enclosure. I don't know why, but it just like it's freely just goes into this main enclosure here. That's gonna have, assuming it's big enough, it's not a huge enclosure, but it should be able to hold the space of the Brachiosaurus, the Parasaurus, and the galleys. This isn't the, like, Welcome to Jurassic Park scene. I don't think it is, at least. Yeah, no, this isn't the Welcome to Jurassic Park segment here, but for some reason it has galleys, Parasaurs, and the Brachiosaurs. This is supposed to be kind of like the Gallimimus Stampede scene, which honestly means to me, like, this is just going to be a galley, like, sanctuary area. This segment is where it needs to have a small fence just trailing through here, running along the edge of the tour vehicle for the Dilophosaurus enclosure. Comes into here. This is going to get cut in half. The tour vehicle is going to come through the middle of it. On the left is going to be the Triceratops. The right is going to be the Metriacanthosaurus. Then it comes into here, like at about like right here maybe, where the cursor is. And it just kind of like skirts the edge in a really weird way along where the Tyrannosaur paddock is. Then it comes into this one right here, and it pretty much just like stays straight, just cuts really close to the edge where there's a secondary fence, and this is all the baryonyx. After that, it comes into this next segment, which is pretty much like completely open, like it's a huge enclosure. And it's kind of odd because it sort of like continues on and just I don't know. It continues on and like skirts the edge of everything. And it hits a couple of other smaller like secondary enclosures where we have Hararosaurus and Segisaurus. Stegosaurus is supposedly in here somewhere. It's also like our Welcome to Jurassic Park scene with the Brachiosaurus and the Parasaurs. Proceratosaurus has a small enclosure really high up. Galleys are also supposed to be in here somewhere. And it looks like there is the aviary that's supposed to be like flat dab in the middle of all of this, but that doesn't really make any sense to me. So we're going to put the aviary like off over here or something when we eventually build it. Yeah. Another thing is I need to like concentrate on the landscape here. It's not bad for all of this. It doesn't look bad at all. Like, the T-Rex enclosure needs to have like a big hill on it. The Triceratops and the Metriacanthosaurus, this actually doesn't look bad. This doesn't look bad. I can get away with this for the Dilophosaurus. Down over here, though, I need to keep an eye out because we need to have, like, the Welcome to Jurassic Park scene, which means I gotta replicate a significantly smaller scale version of this pond, or this lake, off over here somewhere. And this is gonna, like, just get turned into a swamp biome. And then down over here, it just needs to be a couple of other random enclosures. So it's not bad. And the final segment to our perimeter fence is about here, where it basically, I'm actually going to save some room and put it up a little bit higher. Basically, it just comes straight across, as weird as it is. And let's see, how does it do it? It's supposed to like come straight into this edge, but my edge is a little bit high up, so you know what, we're going to, since I actually do have like a ton of space, we're going to come from about here. Come straight up to about there. You're all gonna connect up a little bit better than that, though. Then you're going to connect into that. And there we go. We have the full perimeter fence set up, and it looks kind of odd, but that's how it looks on the map, literally. That's pretty much how it looks. It's interesting. So now, with that, what are we missing? Let's see. I don't really like planning out these episodes. I just kind of go. So I also forgot to put the timer on. Dang it. All right. So this might end up being an extra long episode. I don't know. I say I want to keep them like 30 minutes or so, but this might end up being closer to 45 minutes just because I'm not really like timing it. Plus, most of this video so far has just been me placing fence. So obviously I want to do better stuff. Anyway. So. Oh, you know what? Damn it. Damn it. No! I just realized. Is this at all going to be possible? God, you guys see what I'm saying? I think I talked about it in the last video. Like, when you do this, it's got to... The whole tour has got to come back this way. The tour is supposed to go this way. And then it comes back around. It can't sink back up into itself and get over here. How am I supposed to do that? I mean, the obvious thing would be to, like, flip this building the other way around so that I could come out of this way and go this way, and then it could come back around and then go back in from this side. But there's no way to connect the path from that way. The only way to do that would be with, like, the monorail from the Jurassic World stuff, but I don't have that in this segment. God, that makes everything so hard. I don't know. That confuses me. I think my best bet, as stupid as it is, as really, really, really stupid as it is, guys, is that we're just going to have to kind of pretend about it. And the vehicles are just going to be going the wrong way, is pretty much how that goes. It sucks. And if you guys have any suggestions to fix this, I might be able to do something. I know, actually, there is a mod I can get. There is a mod. Hear me out. There is a mod I can get that will allow me to have the Jurassic Park era stuff and the Jurassic World era stuff. By doing so, I could use the monorail to at least, like jump basically, like, make it like a tunnel so that the people would just come from one spot and then appear at the other spot, and they'll be able to get to, like, sort of in the middle of this right here, get to the Ford Explorers, and then we'll be able to put it in the right direction. But in the meantime, I don't really have that capability. So you know what? I think this is just going to have to be how it is. It's just going to have to go the wrong direction. So anyway, let's see the path here. So if it's got to go this way, it's going to go about like that. It's like just a really nice angle. I'll add a few bends to make it seem a little bit more naturalistic here. Then it's going to go into the new enclosure. Let's double check the map. And on the map, there's actually, like, there's a shortened route and there's an extended route of the tour. The shortened route, like, from the baryonyx enclosure, sort of skirts the edge of what's supposed to be the Gallimimus paddock. And it just makes a beeline for Herbivore Paddock 1, which, if I click back into the game, is what this segment is here. This is called Herbivore Paddock 1. And then this whole area is more like Herbivore Paddock 2, and there's a bunch of different stuff. There's Segisaurus down over here. There's Hararosaurus down over here. Stegosaurus has its own, like, dominated spot right over here somewhere. This whole main segment right here is going to have to be our, like, Welcome to Jurassic Park area with the Brachiosaurs and the Parasaurs. And there's, like, a little thin enclosure right through here that is the Gallimimus paddock. Like, its official paddock on the tour. Over here, the galleys are going to actually be. So the shortened one pretty much just goes, like, from here and then just immediately, like, makes a beeline this way. The extended one, which is the one we're going to do, kind of comes from the baryonyx enclosure at about here, continues down, skirts the edge of the Stegosaurus, the Hararosaurus, the Segisaurus, comes back up kind of through the Welcome to Jurassic Park scene, and connects back up. So I don't want to ruin our Welcome to Jurassic Park scene either. So what I'm going to do, I feel like I have an idea. It's going to come out this way a little bit. It's going to it's going to get a little bit out of the way here. As best as we can get it, at least, so that we make sure we have the room here. Then it's going to curve back in a little bit. And it's going to sort of be skirting the edge of the stegosaur enclosure. The stegosaur enclosure will probably be right in there somewhere. So it's going to skirt the edge of that. It can come back out just a little bit to make room for a Hararosaurus enclosure. A Hararosaurus. And the Stegosaurus paddock is right in there as well. Again, this doesn't look totally accurate. I could actually make this a bit more accurate. Hold on. Because it really, like, it looks strange on the map. It kind of makes like a kind of a shape like that, and then it comes back out. And then it comes pretty much straight up. First things first is I got a lot of water in my way, so I'm going to have to get rid of all of that real quick. Just make sure I can connect this up properly is all. Get back here. Alright. Nope, get over. That goes pretty much right there. Connects right up until about here. There's actually a little bit more water I should probably get rid of because it kind of curves out into all of this a little bit. So, landscaping. De-waterify that just a little bit. Alright, I'm really I'm having to use the buttons to spiral around and make sure I'm moving properly, so you guys will have to bear with me if it looks a bit weird. I'm not used to using the buttons like that. Using the keys for moving rather than just being able to edge scroll. So it comes down this way. It connects back up into here. And then I need to I want the Tyrannosaurus scene to be as precise as possible, so it comes up to the Tyrannosaurus area. Kind of curves back this way. Oh god, it's far smaller than I expected. Okay. So, pretty much I just need to make sure it immediately beelines this way. It skirts over here. And if I look at the map, yeah, it kind of it really gingerly comes over here. And it makes what I'm pretty sure is supposed to be the very slightly curved road that we see actually in the Jurassic Park scene. Something about like that. And then it comes out into here, where again I'm gonna have to get out of this so that I can de-waterify all of that real quick. I don't think there's any more water to worry about this way. Oop, there was. This is some right here. Be gone with you. Alright. Edit the tour road. Tour route, that is. Comes off this way. And I'm pretty sure it just kind of cuts it in half. Let's see. It kind of skirts the edge a little bit. It looks a bit funny. But it mostly gives room for the Triceratops more than the Metriacanthosaurus does. I don't know why that's the case, but that's just how it looks. Comes up through here. Actually, wait a second. What does it do? Yeah, it comes up pretty high, actually, though. You know what? I don't really want it to, be totally unfair to the Metriacanthosaurus, though. So you know what? You're going to cut back in just a little bit more. Do a bit more like that. A bit more like that. Comes up to about here. It kind of skirts the edge of this little spot here. And then connects up right here. And I think from here it just, yeah, it pretty much just makes a beeline right through the enclosure, relatively straight. Something about like that. And then we can just connect it up right here. And obviously we can't actually connect it up, which I feel like is bogus. So what it's going to do is it's just going to cut over, hit a gate right about there so it's not totally visible from over here at our little main area. And it can pretty much just cut right back into it. And there we go. We have a full tour. And look, the vehicles are already going. The vehicles are already going. Yeah, let's check this out real quick. Ride park tour.
Encounter tricky terrain and dangerous creatures. Please stay seated for for the duration of the tour for your own comfort and safety.
Yes, that looks pretty good. I like that. Welcome to Jurassic Park. Dun, 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 boom, boom. Do, 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 do. What do they got in there, King Kong? Yeah. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. I like that. And then it comes into our main enclosure. Cool. So there we go. We got our whole tour area. That looks great.